just gonna get my...
Guten Morgen, I'm going to take the class.
Good morning, everyone.
Christian's taking the class.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this arm balancing flow. Today we're going to be looking at crow, Kakasana and Kakasana, the variations of crow pose.
Baka kaka.
There's lots of kaka in this room this morning, let me tell you. You don't have to have a block, but if you have one, grab one. We'll need it at the end of the practice. The theme, sukshma. Sukshma. Sukshma is a Sanskrit word which translates to faintness, but also distinction and detail. So for sukshma, I think as the intensity of the practice builds, especially in arm balances, coming in with a faintness. If you've ever noticed someone who's doing something really intense and you look at them and they're just kind of like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it's going to be hard and they're aware that it's going to be hard, but they're not going in with the intensity that matches the pose. There's kind of a faintness, a sukshma. Definitions that I have are fine, subtle, intangible, delicate, soft, dim, detailed, and distinct. So Sanskrit has many translations in English, but I think sukshma is a really good way to practice non-attachment. And I use it in my meditation practice with my mantra. We're told to practice sukshma, a faintness. It's in the background. It's not a yelling voice in our head. And I think this is a really good thing that we can translate into the asana practice. So let's practice sukshma. And do 3 arms. So when you're ready, close your eyes. And before we vibrate together, just take a moment to notice the breath, the body, the mind. Practicing sukshma. So although you are aware, the awareness is faint and soft, not intense. 3 arms. The least amount of effort transitioning it into child's pose. We'll begin our child's pose quite soft, stretching the arms forward, resting the forehead down into the earth. Completely relax the arm. The knees are a little wider so the torso can gently nestle between the legs. Beginning the practice of sukshma, a softness, a dimness. But in this process of faintness, there is a distinction, an attention to detail. We are aware, just not attached. From here, I want you to bring energy into your arms by reaching the arms, the hands, forward through space. So you lift the forearms off the ground, lock the elbows, and then elevate the shoulders up towards the ears. Now press the hands down into the ground, and if the armpits had eyes, it would be like the armpits were trying to look at one another. So you're externally rotating the upper arm bones as you press the hands down into the ground. Increase the intensity, but remain faint as you practice sukshma. Really feeling the arms warm. The shoulders are creating heat, which is reverberating through the body. Press just a little bit harder, increasing the intensity physically, but stay soft with the breath. Hold for 3. For 2. And then completely relax the arms forward. And just notice the difference. Gently rolling up through the spine. Me and Chelsea got to face the side to keep our knees on the mat, but if you have carpet on the floor, you can continue to face forward. You're going to separate the knees. You're going to come into a frog. Yay! I'm going to move back just a little bit. It's a bit early in practice for a froggy, isn't it? So bring your forearms down to the ground. If you can't come down to your forearms, just come onto your hands. And we're just going to rock forward and back. So you're moving through the pelvis and you can feel the femur in contact with the hip socket here. And it's just like you're milking the femur. I looked at you for a while, I was like, I can laugh. So as you're moving the pelvis forward and back, there's a few cues that you can do just to add a little more intensity. So listen carefully. As the pelvis comes forward, squeeze your tush and try to tuck the pelvis under. Press the forearms down and reach the heart forward. Can you feel that? Mm. And then as you come back, I want you to send the sit bones towards the sky and press the knees into the ground. Sit bones towards the sky, so you're arching the lower spine, but then press the knees into the ground. Good. And then come forward again. Tuck the pelvis under, press the forearms down, reach the heart forward. Tuck, tuck, tuck through that little pelvis. Squeeze your little tush. And then come back. Again, send the sit bones towards the sky. Arch the spine, but press the knees down. And for me, this warms the inner thighs, those muscles there. And let's just do one more like that. Coming forward. Tucky, tucky. And then coming back, lifty, lifty. Press the knees down into the earth. And then place the hands down and draw the knees together. Ooh. Alrighty, come to all fours at the top of your mat. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Press the left hand down, reach the right hand high. Inhale, breath. Exhale, thread the arm through. Exhale. Yeah, shoulder touches down gently, and then again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, thread. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Hold here. Walk your left hand a little further away from your face. Press your left hand down into the ground. Create a fist with your right hand. Now punch your fist, forearm, tricep and shoulder down into the ground as you press your left hand to try to open your heart at the same time. Take 3 breaths here. Completely relax both arms. Walk the left hand closer to your face. Inhale, reach the right hand high. Exhale, take it down. Reach the left hand high, inhale. Thread the needle, exhale. Twice more like that. Keep this really passive to begin with. Like, what is your passive range here? You don't need to force it, because we're going to force it soon. Inhale to open up. Keep it nice and soft. Exhale to thread it through. Beautiful. I like to walk my left hand just a little further away, because I feel more supported. Create a fist with the left, and then press the fist, the forearm, and the shoulder down into the ground. As you push the right hand down, you're opening the chest. But imagine I was pulling your tailbone back and down at the same time, so you're not arching too much from the lower spine. And then completely relax. Notice the difference. Right hand closer, left hand high. Inhale, breath. Exhale, both hands down. So it's a little chilly today, so we're going to warm up the little wristicles. So I want you to bring your weight forward through space. If you have any difficulty in opening the wrists, keep the weight back, yeah? If the weight is forward or back, doesn't matter where the weight is, slowly lift just the thumb. Good. Now lift the base of your palm and slowly peel up for 5, for 4. Try to keep the weight forward for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Send the weight a little further forward now. I want you to squeeze little fingertips until the nail beds turn white. Now lift the back heart up, tuck the pelvis under, keep this and lower down for 5. Keep the thumb lifted. For 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Just relax back a little bit, just take a second. And then recenter. We're going to do this 3 more times. Lift the thumb, lift the heel of the hand, come up for 5. Try to keep the weight forward. 4, index finger knuckle grounded. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the little fingertips. Lift the back heart up, tuck the pelvis under, lean forward. Keep the thumb lifted, lower down for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Beautiful. Last time, lift thumb, lift heel of hand, press up 5, index finger knuckle 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze fingertips, lift back heart, tuck pelvis. Keep the thumb lifted, lean forward a little bit more, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do 5 quick. Yay! Lift up. 1 and a down. And a 2 and a down. See, it's so much nicer when we go fast. 4 and 5. Good. Externally rotate the hands. Same thing. Let's go. Lift up. And a 1. And a 2. And a 3. And a 4. And a 5. Good. Fingers face the legs. If this doesn't work, fingers face diagonally back. Lift up. And a 1. Good. And a 2. And a 3. And a 4. And a 5. Hold with the heel of the hand down. Move the weight back. Beautiful. So we're just stretching here. Now we're going to do what's called a hand peel. So slowly trying to keep the heel of the hand down. Tuck the pelvis around the spine. Tuck the pelvis around the spine. Now very slowly peel the heel of the hand off, but continue to try to reach it down. As you peel it off, the hand wants to touch the ground. As you peel it off, hand wants to touch the ground. Until you come onto the first finger knuckle. Listen carefully, stay here, stay round. Keep on trying to reach the heel of the hand. Now come all the way to the fingertips. But continue to try to reach the heel of the hand down. All the way to the fingertips. So you're starting to sit your butt back and down towards your heels. Reachy, reachy, hold for 3. Hold for 2. And release the hands for 1. Ooh, give the wristies a little shake. Okay, come onto your back. So once you're lying on your back, reach your hands up towards the sky and draw your knees towards your triceps. Great. So we're doing Kakasana on our back. I want you to reach the hands as high towards the sky as possible, and then compress the knees as close towards the triceps as possible. Good. I want you to glue the right knee to the right tricep. It's glued.
Now reach the left leg diagonally forward. Now push the right tricep and the right knee into one another and reach the left hand overhead. Good, now reach the left leg a little bit lower and engage that butt crease, yeah? That's your deep glutes. Engage your butt crease on the left side. Hold for 3. Round the spine more. Hold for 2. And lift it back up for 1. Oh. Just relax for a second. Are you practicing sukshma? So as the intensity builds, a faintness whilst having attention to detail. Alright, let's give it a red hot go on the second side. Find your Kakasana crow pose. So really round your spine. That's what we're looking for. Compression of the thighs towards the chest. Yeah. Left knee and left tricep are glued together. And then reach just the right leg long. Yeah. Engage the butt crease already. Now press the left knee and left tricep into one another. And then reach the right hand overhead. Lower the right leg to where it feels appropriate. Engaging the butt crease. Try to round the spine a little bit more. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And draw back in for 1. Catch the hamstrings. Round the forehead towards the knees, compressing the front body, and start to rock forward and back. Oh, I feel like I can breathe again. Alrighty. So as you rock, try to keep your thighs as close towards your body as possible. And you'll feel maybe perhaps that the core engages a little bit more. Now you're either going to use momentum or the strength of your core to meet in Malasana Yogi Squat. So separate the feet, come forward, and we're here. Alright, if squat isn't available for you, you can pop a block underneath your butt or lift your heels, planting your hands into the ground. Otherwise, with your feet as wide as feels good, draw your triceps into your knees. Press your knees into your triceps, close down your eyes, and reconnect to a freedom in the lower belly. So I want you to picture Buddha belly vibes as you inhale, a stretching of the skin, and as you exhale, a dropping down of your anus. I didn't have a better word in the moment, I'm sorry. Tailbone, there we
I liked anus.
go. Anus was cute. Anus.
Anus.
Okay, reach your hands forward through space. Now hug your knees towards the midline and try to pick up the front of your pelvis. We're gonna go on an elevator ride, yeah? So you're just gonna go up 1 floor, just lift a little bit, hold, squeeze your sit bones in. A few customers get out of the elevator. The elevator door closes, lift up, sit bones draw a little closer together. Some people get out of the elevator. Gotta wait for the door to close, maybe some people are getting in, yeah? Door closes, lift up a little bit, hold, don't skip the good bit. Try to lift the heart, that's the string of the elevator so it doesn't snap and you fall down. People get out, people get in, the door closes, squeeze your sit bones, lift up. More people get out. Try to lengthen the spine now, maybe a little bit of arch. Door closes, lift up, reach the hands, and then draw them towards center. Alrighty, yeah, let's derobe. It's time to derobe. It's very cold in Melbourne. If you're not in Melbourne, congratulations. We're gonna start off with a little flow. So when you're ready, Tadasana at the top of your mat, hands to heart center. Close down your eyes and bow your head. Connecting to a sankalpa, an intention for your practice. Perhaps to practice sukshma. As the intensity of the postures, of the physicality rises, can we remain equanimous, faint in our approach, yet distinct and detailed, softening in the face of challenge. Deep breath in.
Deep breath out. Gently open the eyes. Interlace the hands underneath the chin, elbows high, inhale. Exhale, press the palms forward. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, release the hands. Interlace them behind the back and peel the corners of the chest open. Bend into your little knees and fold your body forward. Relax the head. Try to pull the hands apart so there's some retraction in the shoulder blades. And feel a broadening at the front of the chest. That beautiful sensation of widening at the heart space. Release the hands down. Step the left foot back. Lower the left knee down and walk your right foot out to the side, placing both hands down. If you need blocks here, you can take blocks or you can rest on fingertips. Externally rotate your right foot. Bend into your right knee and squeeze your little tush so that your pelvis moves up and then forward. Up and then forward. Yeah. Lengthen your heart a little bit, and then as you exhale, keep that external rotation in the top of the thigh. Move your pelvis back, Adho Hanuman. So your right foot faces diagonally towards the right. But I want you to do that from the very top of your right thigh. Yeah. And then rebend into your right knee, squeeze a little tush, open your heart forward. And then exhale, come back. From the top of the right thigh, externally rotate. Dig the right heel down into the ground a little bit. Twice more. So what we're doing here is we're connecting to the sciatic nerve. So we're going to hold in this Adho Hanuman variation. The more you can turn the foot out and then dig the heel down, the more you'll feel a connection to that nerve that runs down the spine and into the outside of the leg. One more breath. Rebend into your right knee, both hands down. Lizard lunge, lift your back knee off the ground. So parallel your front foot, bend your elbows, lean forward. Now I want you to try to bring majority of the weight into the hands. Yeah? So lift your back heart up so you're protracting the shoulder blades and start to become light in the feet. Light in the feet. So we're practicing sukshma in our little padas, our little feet. So the lighter you can get in the feet, the fainter you can get in the feet, the more the intensity will begin to build in the shoulders. Keep the base of the skull reaching towards the sky. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And then weight back into the feet. Straighten your front leg and walk into a wide-legged forward fold facing the left. Outside edges of the feet are parallel to the outside edges of the mat. Bend into your left knee, high skandasana. So reach the crown of your head forward. Beautiful. Now lift your right hip bone up and send your left hip bone down. Reach your hands from side to side. So from front of room to back of room. Nice. So the tendency will be for the right side of the hip to dip. So keep that lifted. And now challenge the left knee. Really try to bend it down. Draw the ribs towards the hips, but retract the shoulder blades like you're trying to draw the back of the hands towards one another. They're not going to touch, mine are nowhere near. And then challenge a little more bend into the left knee. Final breath in. Hands come down. Walk to the top of your mat. Plant your palms flat, step back, plank pose. Straight away drop your knees down. So we're practicing a protracted chaturanga, yeah? It's a bit different. So with your hands down, I want you to separate your shoulder blades as much as possible. And I want you to keep that as you lower. That's hard, yeah? So what I like to think is elbows tight. Shoulder blades away from one another, elbows tight. Shoulder blades away from one another. Lean forward, elbows tight, and then come all the way down. Alrighty, let's do 3 floating cobras. Any variation you would like, move with the breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Move with breath. Downward facing dog. I think this is our first downward facing dog. Oh, welcome. So settle into any movement that you need in your down dog. Notice what you feel in your body. When you're ready, look forward. Do not lift your left leg to the sky. Just draw your left knee towards your left tricep. Bend your elbows. Imagine you were in a crow. Lean forward. Press your knee and your tricep in. And then draw your thigh up towards your chest. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And then step the foot forward for 1. Drop your back knee down. Externally rotate your foot. Okay, right our fingies now, little fingertips. Squeeze your little tush to lift the pelvis up and forward. Inhale, open the heart, and then exhale, externally rotated Adha Hanuman, top of the thigh. And let's just float like this. Give yourself some space here to work as softly or as firmly as you'd like. The beauty of the practice is that we can turn the dimmer switch down at any moment and reconnect to that beautiful sensation, breath, gaze. Next time you find yourself in Adha Hanuman, we're going to hold. So really externally rotate from the top of the thigh, maybe digging the heel down, feeling into the nerve that runs down the spine to the outside of the leg. You bend into the left knee. Just center through the foot a little bit more, so it's parallel, flip the back toes, lift the back knee. Lizard lunge, bend the elbows, lift the back heart, and then lean forward. Now try to bring the weight out of the feet and into the arms. It's very conceptual. Hug the left inner thigh towards you. Faint through the feet. Soft with the breath. A little lighter through the feet. Press firmer through the hands to lift the back heart. And then weight back into the feet, and we'll walk towards the right. Alrighty, this time bending into your right knee. So notice my pelvis is dipping. I'm wearing all black so you probs can't see. But I want you to lift the left hip up and send the right hip down. Yeah? And then challenge into your right leg by bending the knee as deep as feels conducive to opening, that is safe and supported. Reach the crown of your head forward. And then arms off the ground. Ribs draw down, shoulder blades draw together into retraction. Breathe here. One more breath. Hands come down, walk yourself forward, step the right foot towards the top of the mat. Take a moment to Uttanasana, fold. Bend your knees, weight into the heels. Now I want you to imagine someone had their hands on your hips and they were tucking your pelvis under. And then from here, draw your chin towards your chest and very slowly roll up for 5. For 4. For 3, like a wave. For 2. Interlace your little handsies. Inhale, breath, elbows high. Exhale, pressy, pressy. Inhale, reach the hands towards the sky. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Peel the corners of your chest open. Slight bend into the knees, fold forward. Relax your head. Again, come into the sensation of widening and broadening across your chest. Soften your jaw, soften your brow. Practicing yoga of the face. Beautiful, release the hands down. Step the right foot back. Just a little bit, hands to hips, lift up. Okay, so we've just warmed up the inner part of the groin. Now we're going to warm up the outer and the glutes. So step your right foot in a little bit and keep your left leg straight. Good. So from here, you're going to actually step your right foot back, come into an Anjaneyasana. I'm just kidding you. Bend into your left knee. So this left hip, I want you to bring your index finger to your left hip and I want you to poke your glute in and then under, yeah? And then lean forward, keep the hip in, lean forward. You're going to come into a mini warrior 3. So become light on the right toes and draw the left hip in and under, in and under. Yeah, nice. Now try to keep this, but lift the right leg a little higher, bend the left knee. Keep the hip in, lift the right leg a little higher, draw the outer left hip in and under. Yeah, now bring the weight more into the left heel, and then without a sound, you slowly lower the right foot down. Beautiful, that's 1 of 3. When you're ready, lean forward, draw your outer left hip in, peel your right toes off, and then lift up. You'll start to feel your glute on fire. Now, as you lift the right foot up, bend the left knee and draw the outer left hip in and under. Bring the weight into the left heel. Feel peachy. Bend the left knee a little bit more, and then slowly, without a sound, step the right foot down. Last time. Given our glute needs some love, come forward, peel the right toes off. Use that left hand for feedback. So draw the outer left hip in and under. Now as you lift the right foot up, bend the left knee a little bit more. My peach is on fire. Bend a little bit more. Draw it in. And then without a sound, step back. All right, straighten both legs. Traditional pyramid. Take your hands behind you, either 2 fisties or slide into reverse Anjaneyasana. Press the pinky edge of your fingers into the back to open the chest, and then fold. So if you're like me, you probably tend to dump all of your weight into the labrum of the left hip. So I want you to dig the left heel down, pick up the front of the pelvis just a little bit, and then reach the chest forward. When you dig the left heel down, you'll notice that you actually push more weight into your back foot. Yeah? So then press into the ball of your back foot, and that'll help to extend your heart. So you feel the energy moving around the body as opposed to just being located in one spot. Try to draw the elbows towards one another as you press the pinkies into the back. Take a deep breath in. Release the hands down, step back, plank pose. Feet seized together. We're going to take a protracted lower, yeah? So dome your upper back, push your hands very firmly into the earth, and draw the pubic bone towards the face. From here, start to bend the elbows nice and tight into the body, shoulders protract, weight forward, elbows tight, shoulders protract, weight forward, lower down for 3, push the hands, for 2, and for 1. Beautiful. Keep the feet together, heels touching head to ground. Hands back, palms flat, fingers face the back of the room. Bend the elbows, try to pull the hands forward. Lift the feet up, keeping the tailbone sliding back. Retract the shoulder blades, lift the heart forward. Shalabhasana. 3 breaths. Last breath in. Lower down. Beautiful. Listen carefully. Flip your little toesies over. Hands by the wrist. Sorry, hands by the ribs. Tuck your pelvis under. Protract your shoulder blades. Slowly push up for 3. Push up for 2. Downward facing dog for 1. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Just give your head a little nod, yes. A little shake, no. Center through your left foot, reach without reaching your right leg high, sorry. Draw your right knee towards your tricep. Good, bend your elbows, yeah? Imagine you're in a crow, lean forward. Now draw your right thigh towards your chest and your right heel towards your butt. Hold for 3. Hold for 2, lift your back heart, and then step your foot forward. Oh. Alrighty, hands to waist, lift up. Get your little pointer finger ready, because you're going to poke your own little tush. Yeah, do you get what I mean with the poking of the tush and the drawing in and under? You can feel it peachy?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to lean forward. Didn't know if it was just me. Peel your left toes off. So feed back, draw the outer right hip in and under. Weight is in the right heel. Now as you lift the left leg higher, bend the right knee, but keep the peach in. Yeah, bend a little bit more. Yep, and then very, very slowly without a sound, step the left foot back. Alrighty, let's do it again. Lean forward through space, weight into the right heel. Get that feedback through the right finger, peel the left toes off. Now actually contract the muscle of the glute. So as you dig the heel and you press it, you feel it. Lift the left foot, bend the right knee. Come a little deeper. And then step it back. Alrighty, last time. When you're ready, lean forward. Peel, draw in and under. As you lift the left foot, bend the right knee. Keep that peach in, tuck it under, bend a little deeper. And then when you're ready, step the foot back, straighten both legs, pyramid. Reverse Anjali hands. Anjali Mudra. Press the little pinky fingers into the back, open the heart, fold forward. Sending the energy through the body by digging the front heel, lifting the pelvis slightly, which casts weight into the left foot so you can reach the heart. And if it feels nice, a gentle drawing of the elbows back to challenge the habitual pattern of the shoulders. 3 breaths. Beautiful, release your little handsies. Step your left foot forward. Bend your little kneesies. Roll up through your spine, like someone's tucking your pelvis under. Navel draws towards the spine, middle back, upper back. Head and shoulders lasting to rise. Reach your hands, inhale, breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plank. Protracted chaturanga. Shoulder blades stay away from one another, pubic bone towards the face, halfway, lean forward. Now up dog, full retraction. Draw the shoulder blades back. Down dog. Alright, gonna go for another ride in the elevator. So when you're ready, reach your right leg towards the sky. And then curl your right knee towards the top of your right tricep. Good. Come all the way down to your wrist. Hold, lift your back heart, tuck your pelvis under, let the people out. The door's closing. Oh wait, no, here comes Susie. She's running for the elevator. Let her in. And then lift the knee back up to the tricep. Send her back. Three-legged dog. Do we love Susie?
Not really, to be honest.
And then step the right foot forward.
I would have been like pressing the button like close.
Lift your hands up. Close. And then it closes in her face and you're just like,
Oh, sorry.
and then you fight in the elevator. We're good people. So you're going to draw your left thigh into stalk. And you're going to take your hands around the knee. So what is crow pose? What is Kakasana? It is compression. Yeah? It's all about compression. So we're going to find that compressive force in the front of the body. So draw the left thigh as close towards your chest as possible. Yeah, relax your shoulders down, draw it in a little closer. Now try to hold this with your muscles, your core, your thigh. Release your hands towards the sky. Hold here for 3. Hold here for 2. Listen carefully, keep this compression. Just bend the right knee a little bit and tip. Keep the compression, keep the compression. Now you're going to bring your hands down to earth, standing split, reach the left leg high, and draw your chest now into your right thigh. So we're compressing the other side. Draw your right hip back, spin your inner left thigh up, and draw your nipples as close towards your shin as possible. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Bend your right knee, step the foot back. Walk into a wide-legged forward fold. Alrighty, we're going to come into a tripod headstand crow leg variation. Let's give it a red hot go. So, if you would like to hold in a Prasarita Padottanasana, just stay here. Otherwise, widen your legs so your head can touch down onto the ground. Now, rise up onto your toes so your pelvis stacks directly on top of your head. Draw your left knee on top of your left tricep. Draw your right knee on top of your right tricep. Press your head down and draw your shoulders up towards your hips. Now, try to compress your thighs as close towards your chest as possible, and then draw your heels towards your butt. Now bring more weight into your hands. Bring more weight into your hands. Maybe you want to bring so much weight into your hands that your head gets so light that it just lifts off. Head back down. Release one leg. Release the other leg. Lift up halfway.
I fell back.
Love that view. Come to the top of your mat. Step your left foot forward. Fold. Just nod your head yes, shake your head no. Alrighty. Bend your knees, pelvis tucks, slow roll up. A vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back plank. Protracted chaturanga. Separate your shoulder blades, lean forward, pubic bone towards the face. Elbows tight, elbows tight, elbows tight. Up dog, full retraction. Down dog. Alrighty. Center through the right foot, reach the left leg high. Curl the left knee towards the top of the left tricep. Bing bong, elevator going down. Pubic bone towards the face, lift the back heart. Susie just farted and she's slowly getting out of the elevator. Lift the back heart, tuck the pelvis under, lean forward, and then lift up. And step back.
Alright. Step your left foot forward and lift your handsies up. Anjaneyasana. Alright, Stalky. Right thigh towards your right nipple. Hands to knee. Yeah, so as I pull the knee back, I also push the knee forward, so that keeps my weight up and over my left leg, if that makes sense. Try to compress your thighs close towards your chest as possible. Yeah. And then hold here, straighten your left leg, and reach your hands towards the sky. 3 breaths. Now keep this relationship between the quadricep and the chest. Bend the left knee a little bit and move. Transitioning the hands down. Keep the compression, and then we swap the compression. The compression now comes between the left thigh, standing splits. Hand can wrap around the leg, pull yourself in. Weight into the left heel, spin the inner right thigh towards the sky, and draw the left hip back in. Relax the neck. Shoulders towards the hips. Now compress from the lowest part of your abdominals, not from your neck and your teeth, which probably want to do most of the compression. Take a breath in. You step it back. Walk around. Alrighty. Tripoddy. Widen the feet as much as you need to. Hands down, head down. Alrighty, this time draw the right knee on top of the tricep first. And then the left knee on top of the tricep. Now draw the thighs in towards the chest. Press the hands down and kick the heels towards the butt. More weight in the hands. More weight in the hands. Yeah, nice. Maybe lightening. Maybe you feel like you could just press up at any point. I do not. And then come out. Alright. It's such a weird one, isn't it? Okay, come forward and sit down. How was that? That was fun, wasn't it? We're going to do Kakasana and Kakasana. 2 different poses. So I'm still confused as to which is which. I believe Kakasana is actually the one with bent arms where our knees are wide, and Kakasana is the one that's with straight arms and our knees are really high. But
let's just call it Baka Kaka.
Baka Kaka. I looked it up on Google, and Google kind of, because it's like Kakasana and Kakasana are the same pose. I'm teaching you 2 poses and I'm just going to make up the names, yeah? Okay, so let's start with Kakasana. It's a hip opener, yeah? It's really cool because it's just different. So just have a look. My knees go wide, my elbows are really bent. For me, this is actually harder because I've trained Kakasana with straight arms for so long. Yeah? So with my elbows bent, I'm leaning forward and I'm sending my knees wide. Sending my knees wide. Reach my chest forward, send my knees wide. Whew. Whew.
I know why it's called Kakasana from this angle.
That was good for me. Didn't expect that. Okay. Very good. Very good. Should we give it a try? Kakasana. So also an option that you can take is once you're up, your knees are wide, you can straighten your legs back. I didn't want to kick a couch in the face or a person in the face.
That's fine.
So should we give it a try? Do you want me to try with you?
Yeah.
So why don't you come in between the mats here and I'll just give you a little cutie. Okay, so with your hands down, bend your elbows a lot. Yeah, and lean forward. It's like an easier variation of crow. Don't make it hard, make it quite easy for yourself. Yeah, bend them elbows. Lean forward. Yeah. Nice. Good. And then you just hip lift. Yeah, nice. Yes. Lean so much further forward that you start to tip the pelvis high. Yeah, nice. This is really good. Maybe.
Good again, I was trying my legs.
That's okay. That's okay. So I'm pretty sure you need to have like flat turnout to be able to go like that.
Yeah, I won't be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to either. I don't think any of you will either. So let's just keep it cute with that. So we're going to do Kakasana. Kakasana is crane, so we're going to come in with straight arms. If you can't lift the feet, I'd prefer for you to keep the feet grounded. So let's all just take a grounded variation first. Hands straight, arms straight, hands down, legs straight, bend your knees. Knees into the top of your triceps, around your armpits. Keep the arms straight, lean forward. Keep the arms straight, lean forward. Maybe you keep the feet grounded, yeah? I want you to lift the chest a little bit, press the arms, maybe you lift the feet up. Maybe not. Hold here for 3. Yes, lean, arms straight. Hold for 2. And lower down for 1.
My arms weren't straight.
That's okay.
I had a little bend in the elbow.
That's fine. If you can't fully straighten your arms, it's fine. Straight arm strength is really hard to develop, and in yogas we tend to do a lot of the bent arm. Should we do it one more time? Yeah? So what we're going to try and do this time is we're going to try to transition from Kakasana to Kakasana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the peak. So we're going from this shape, which is quite lifted, and up, into this shape, which is quite bent and low. Yeah?
Okay.
Should we give it a try?
Mm-hmm.
Looks really easy when I just did that because I kind of fell into it. But you can do that as well. Just lean forward, and when you're like, oh, my knees are slipping, just go with it, and maybe you'll fall into Kakasana. You know what I mean? That's where it all begins, yeah? Doesn't need to be the hardest variation of your life. Hands down. Work your arms just in the direction of straight, yeah? Doesn't matter if they're not locked. Now rise up onto your toes, bend your knees, and send your knees into the top of your triceps, and lean forward. Maybe, just maybe, you lift your feet off the ground. Now start to bend your elbows and feel like the elevator vibe, the thighs sliding down. Yes! Just you got it! Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And lower down for 1. What's that? We're so
Look at the
awkward.
elbow. Why am I doing that? We have to get it. This is embarrassing. We're going to look at the elbow. There we go.
When you said look at the elbow, I was like,
No,
okay.
you're going to look at the other person's elbow.
Okay, guys. We're going to take a heart opener now. A heart and hip opener. So I'm going to use a block. If you want to use a book, you can use a book. I'm going to come onto our backs. Soft heart opener. So literally blocks on the lowest setting. I'm just going to lie on it now. Yeah? So we come down onto our backs. I take the base of the shoulder blades to the base of the block. And for today, because we've done so much compression, I'm just going to reach my arms overhead as well and just breathe into the lowest part of my belly. If it doesn't feel supportive in your neck and your head feels like it's hanging in space, find a support for your head. Should feel really nice and free, but not too deep. Yeah? A faintness, a softness, a dimness to this posture. Sukshma. Let's take 3 rounds of Viloma. So Viloma is a 3-part inhale and a 1-part exhale. So you need to save some air so that you can take 3 sips of air in and then 1 out. Let's give it a try together. Inhale, belly, chest, throat, exhale. Belly, chest, throat, exhale. Inhale, belly, chest, throat, exhale. 3 more rounds like this in your own time. back to the natural movement of the breath and planting the soles of your feet down. Just roll off to one side. Grab your block and roll onto your back. Place your block now underneath your pelvis, so lift your pelvis. And you can have it on the lowest or medium setting on the sacrum. And you can stay here if this is enough, reaching your arms overhead, or if it feels comfortable in the body, you can walk the feet forward to open the frontal hips. So what are we doing here? We're opening the heart, which we were protracting and contracting. And we're opening the hips, which we were compressing. So really send the breath now into the lowest part of the belly. I like to conceptually imagine that I was breathing into the front of my hips. When you're ready, planting the soles of the feet back down, push into the feet, lift the pelvis, remove the prop. Come up to a comfortable seat. Righty. So, I just want to have a little chat to you about accountability with Shavasana at home. So, you've been naughty. So, I just really want... just kidding. But I really want you to commit to at least a 5-minute Shavasana today. This is something that in the early days of my practice, whenever I did online material, I would skip. And it really was to my own detriment. The practice of stillness, for me, is vastly more important, especially at this time when we are bombarded by information and technology. So I invite you to move into a shape of stillness, whether it be a meditation seat or a reclined Shavasana, is up to you. I'm going to chant Om 3 times, and then you're going to hold for 5 minutes. Yeah? Promise? Great. Set yourself up a song. Me and Chelsea like to put on a song. We just have a little cute little chill out.
Sometimes our song is for 14 minutes.
I think it's a 14-minute one today. When you're ready, find your stillness. We'll chant 3 Oms. That'll be the end of the practice. Remember, in your stillness, faintness, sukshma, yeah? Detail is that you're staying. That's the detail. 3 Oms. Practice lightness, faintness, softness in the face of intensity and challenge. Sukshma, the practice of detachment. Namaste.